Yes, it's on now. It's on running. Good morning, Biggie. Today we're going to follow up on the pre-work that you did last week, which was looking at this Erko press on how to do thermoforming appliances. And during this process, we're going to do three different things. We're going to first of all quickly look at the display, and then we're going to turn the machine on. After that, I'm going to do a demonstration for you on how to actually do a thermoform an appliance. In this case, we're doing a model here. And after that, then you're going to do a practical application of it when it's completed. Yep. And when we're finished, I'll just ask you a couple of questions to gauge your understanding of what's going on with this device. So the thermoforming does lots of different things with lots of different devices, and last week you found out a couple of them. What sort of devices does the thermoformer press? Do you remember the devices, the appliances it makes? Things like bleaching trays.
Oh, bleaching tray.
Yeah. What
and
else?
splints.
Splints, yeah.
And mulga.
That's mainly them. They're the main ones that you'll actually do in your practical activities. But there are others. Okay, there are different ones.
Okay.
And so, right now we're going to go through. I'm going to go through this right now. Let's have a look at it. So, there's a number of switches and devices, and the phases that you're going to go through are preheat, setup, then heat, then apply pressure, remove the pressure when it's completed, and then after the completion, then you're going to let it wait for its cooling time and then remove it from the pot.
Yep.
Okay, this is this flask. All right, so this is for you. This is a handout I've got for this device. There's a number of different ways of looking at it, but we're going to actually summarise all that today.
Yeah.
So in here, this is the machine. It's compressed air. So there were two types. What were the two types of pressure and
suction.
Okay, vacuum. Yeah, vacuum. So pressure is applying down, vacuum sucks down.
Suck down, yeah.
Okay. This is one of the ones that applies pressure. So there's a compressor on the wall, on the switch.
Oh, okay.
Right. And then underneath here there's a lever which we turn on, and that lever allows the compressed air to enter into the machine.
Yeah.
So they're both on and working right now. This is the on-off button. So this turns the machine on. Ready?
Yep.
Look at that. What's happened here? This light is flashing and it's waiting for you to enter the heating time.
Yep.
The heating time. Preheating is automatic, and it's done for about an hour, 1 minute and 40 seconds or something, but we'll have a look at that in a minute when we see it. These are the blanks. This is a bleaching tray, and these blanks have it listed on it here. I think we've showed you before that they have the heating time.
Yep.
Yeah, this one is for 55 seconds. Cooling time, 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Yep.
And what's the width of this one? It is
1.
Yeah, 1. It's a 1 millimeter.
Yes, 1
It's a 1
millimeters,
millimeter thickness of material. Okay, so what we do then is, how many seconds was it?
50?
55?
Yeah, 55.
Okay, so this is the heater timing switch.
Yep.
We're going to set this for 55 seconds. So you hold the switch down and watch it move. We'll go to 55. Okay, there's 55 seconds. Now, what you have to do is lock that into memory on the machine, and you do that by this confirmation timing switch. Okay, so here it is here. You push this button, and you see how this is going now, running down? And that's running down from 1:45. So it's 1 minute 45 seconds. That's how long the preheating phase is taking. So while it's preheating, we're going to set up this pot. So what we do is we embed the model into the pot, so it's not moving, nice and flat across the top here. We take the material we're using, the Erkodent material. Right, there it is there. Oh, the 1 millimeter one. Here you go, sorry. This is the one we're using here, 1 millimeter one.
Yep.
And then we're going to set that into the pot with the label up. The label is up. We're going to put the locking lid, the pot locking lid on. And we're going to lock it into place. And we're going to get ready to insert this into here. So this is taking another 40 seconds to go. This is up as high it can go. The pot's set nice and straight. So the heating display is now coming down from a red light. Watch what happens when it changes down to 0.
Green?
It should do. Okay, so audible sound, green light. We're all ready to go. We got the heating time set correctly, and you push the pot all the way to the back, because at the back of the machine is a little switch which turns the heater on and makes sure that the timing runs down from 55 seconds.
Yep.
So you can see what's happening now after this 55 seconds runs down. If you have a look under here, you should be able to see the material starting to drop down, get hot and melt.
Oh, okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
See in there, just under there? It's starting to droop a little bit. Yes, it's looking good now. Still got 20 seconds to go. Okay, what's going to happen now? Listen. Green light out, buzzing. So what this is case now, we're going to slide the pot to the right and set it under the cylinder. There's a cylinder in there that will press down. And then we're going to apply the pressure by turning it to the right. Okay, look what's happening to the counter. The heating display counter is counting upwards. Can you hear that hissing?
Yeah.
That's the applying the pressure. So it won't be too long.
No.
Okay. It does take a little bit of time, a bit of patience, but in the end it's pretty good. I think it's about 1:45 as well.
1:45?
Yeah, I didn't. It's about here. I don't remember that, but it's in here somewhere. Well, it says that the cooling time runs down to 1:30. Okay, there you go, 1:30, right? So now that that's beeping, it's telling us that it's completed its cycle. This is still flashing at the heater switch time that you set, and we turn it off by doing this. That's releasing the pressure, and then after we've turned it off and you hear it's all gone, then we release the cylinder. The cylinder's now been released inside, and then what we can do then is turn this to the off position. And in the off position, then we can remove the pot, and you'll notice that it's probably still a bit warm, so this is one of the cautions that you have to be careful with. And it talks about the cooling time on it was for a minute and how long was it? A minute and 30 seconds, 35 seconds, yeah. So we're going to sit here for a minute and wait for it to cool. So you can see that the cylinder has pushed the pot lid down, and it's now come completely around the model that you've done. Okay, so that's the process, and I think we might get you to try one. How's that sound?
Okay. Ooh, I have to explain this well.
Yeah, we can talk it together. How many minutes have I been going, Michael? Okay.
Put this here first?
Yeah, we can put it there, yeah. Make sure that all the little beads are not on the edges.
Around there?
Yeah.
I will do it. Okay.
So what are we going to do first?
The first, turn it on,
Turn it on.
and then
Take one of these.
one of
And we're going to do, this is 1 millimetre, so we'll do, how many seconds did we do on this one? Oh, we did 50,
this one's
55.
off.
Yeah, no, 55.
Yeah, 55.
Yep, so set it to
So
55.
it's 55.
Yep. Okay.
55.
Yep.
And then set.
Correct. So now it's preheating. You see it timing down?
Preheated, yeah.
Yep.
And this one sit properly and nothing at the side.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, nothing at the side.
And what are we going to do now?
And put this
That's
Put this-
correct.
in. And then this. And put it sit under. And lock. Sit properly.
What's wrong? What's
Too
happening?
high.
No. You've got to raise the
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
locking lid.
I tried.
Yeah, as high as it can go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, is it
Yeah.
as
right.
high as
Yep. Okay.
it is?
And what are we
I'm
going to do
waiting
now?
for this.
Yep. It takes a little while.
Yeah.
Mhm. What are you going to do when it counts down?
Sorry.
What are you going to do when it counts down?
Put this in.
And so when we spoke a bit earlier, we said there were different phases that it goes through. What are the phases? It starts off by preheating, and then what does it do? It heats.
Yep.
And so you preheat first to make the element hot.
Yep, and then put it in here.
Okay. Push it right
Put
back.
it in and
Push it right back.
Yep. the clicking.
Now you hear that, and look,
Yep.
that's good. So now it's heating up. Okay, so while that's heating, let's have a look at this one here.
Yep.
So what do we do to release the model? We said if we don't want any distortion to occur,
Yep.
we take the model in our hands and we pinch it off, right? See how we pinch it off?
This.
Yeah, so that's pinching it off. And so now we've actually got a pretty good model which we can separate from the base here and we can get it set up to
Cut it. I see.
this will cut like this
Yep.
one here. So yeah, actually separating the model by pinching it up off the model, and that's what we do. You can either pinch it like this, or use your fingers to pressure it up. If you pull it,
Mhm.
you're going to create distortion,
Yep.
and distortion means it won't fit properly.
And not cut correctly.
Okay, what are we going to do now?
So put it to
Yep.
the another side.
Yep.
Here.
Correct?
And then
Yes. Wow, look at that.
yes.
It should be written in the instructions I gave you here. Yeah. And while we're waiting for that, this is an example of what the company provides for you as well. The company provides you a list of the different types of foils, which are the blanks, right? This is the materials it's made of. This is the thickness of the material, and this is the heating time of the material. So they give you examples here of the different types of material, thicknesses and heating time, and the company provides that for you.
Yeah.
So as well as being written on the blank,
Mhm.
right, it's also written here. Righto, so now that you've seen this process working after you've completed the rest of it, what are you going to do now? You're going to
Release the pressure.
release the pressure. Yeah. Okay, have a go.
Turn it off.
Yep.
And then
And now?
release the pressure.
Yeah.
Then put it back.
Correct.
Then take it out.
And remove the pipe. Yeah. and then put it back down there.
Down here.
Okay, so that's what's happened there. So we're going to let it cool down a little bit first.
Yep.
After it's cooled down, we'll remove it from the device. Okay. All right, so that's pretty good. What did you think of that? Was the instructions clear?
Yes.
Yeah, and did you understand exactly what you're doing?
Yes.
Do you think you can repeat this process again? Okay, so when you get into the workplace or when you're actually doing your course, the course on it, this is the machine you'll be using, and that's how you process it. We can leave these on, but at the end of the day, you'll learn the names of the switches. How was my instructions?
Very good. Very clear.
Okay.
Yes.
And so the actual components of it were preheat,
Yeah. Preheat.
then what
Time setting
setting the time for the heating,
for the heating. Yeah.
and then applying,
And then apply pressure.
and then
Pitching.
pinching and removing the appliance.
Yeah.
Well done, Vicky.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I'm sure you'll be able to use it next.
Thank you.